Delhi is a celebration of life. Whether it's families, food, connections, everything is a celebration. Man in a safari suit, stepping out of a black car with like so much of security around him. That's how I would say Delhi is. Because it's the center of power, Delhi, we have grown up with that mindset. People are slightly showy. You know, I want to buy this, I want to buy fancy cars. It's the mixture of that eclectic chaos. The chole bhature to the golgappas, the auntie and uncles wanting to know every single thing about your life. New York, big cities, nobody cares, right? You could be anyone, and nobody really cares. But over here in Delhi, people care. People care about everything. I had to hear a lot of no's, but when I hear a no, I want to make sure that if that is something that I want, I will make it my life's mission to turn it into a yes. My name is Captain Zoya Agarwal. I am a commander on Boeing 777s, a UN gender equality spokesperson, and I'm super passionate about empowering the next generation of young girls.
भैया ये मेरा है। Wow. नींबू है क्या? Delhi is about Thank you, भैया. Relishing every single aspect of life. Wow. When we eat, we eat. When we go out and drink, Punjabis, they drink. You know, every single aspect of Delhi is all out.
I used to go stand outside Delhi's airport to wait for pilots to come out. I'll just stand outside endlessly, like for 2 hours. I saw an airplane. I started kind of looking up in the skies, and eventually I kind of got obsessed with the fact that they move like stars. They're twinkling stars which actually move. And that is what fascinated me. And I wanted to capture that. I wanted to touch the stars. And that's where my story started.
Thank you, sir.
Arey, please.
What is this for, though?
This is for you coming and visiting IFA.
Thank you. Great job.
You are doing a great job. Really, for that appreciation, we wanted to give you this.
Thank you so much.
That's why I was calling you. Please come, please come, please come. It's lovely to
I told my parents, I want to become a pilot. How do I do it? And my mom started crying, you know. भगवान ने हमारे को एक तो लड़की दी है. वो भी इतनी डिसफंक्शनल है, like इतनी अजीब सी है कि वो किचन सेट नहीं चाहती, वो बार्बी डॉल नहीं चाहती, वो कोई भी उसको चाहिए तो सितारे छूने. ये कौन करता है? When I was in 11th grade, my first school day, I remember choosing science because that is what you need to become a pilot typically. And my teacher telling me that, why have you taken this science? I mean, you'll be better off if you take humanities because your parents will never be able to make you a pilot if that's what you're thinking. Not only didn't I have my friends, I didn't have my parents on board. Now I even lost my teachers. And that was a setback to me. I met some of the people, very known places, high-powered official. लड़कियां तो सिरदर्दी होती हैं एयरलाइन के लिए, कोई लड़कियां नहीं लेना चाहता क्योंकि वो लोग तो मैट लीव पे चली जाती हैं, वो वापस ही नहीं आती हैं और इतना पैसा कौन खर्चेगा? तो एयरलाइन के लिए सिरदर्दी होती है, पायलट मत बन. This is what I was told. I think my journey is unique because despite being a girl coming from a city like Delhi, which is conservative, I had a dream and I made it happen. I still remember when I flew to the US for my flight training. That is the flight I'll never forget. Especially when you're actually given a green check to go and follow your dreams, right? The fact that you're valid. Your dreams are valid. Come what may, whether you know how to speak in English or not, whether you're the only child or whether you're the only girl child in Delhi, where you would have been married by now and probably halfway pregnant, but here I was, against all odds, going to the US to finally fly the flight of my dreams. A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain from the flight deck. My name is Zoya Agarwal. Whenever the seatbelts come on, kindly fasten your seatbelts for the purpose of your safety. Otherwise, we might get occasional turbulence en route, which is perfectly normal for this time of the year. And for those of you wanting more flight-related information, can get it at our in-flight entertainment. I had to hear a lot of no's. I had to go against everyone around me. The way I see it is, that's the story of most of the Indian girls. When I was flying a few years back, in the night, we have a lot of night flights. International is all night flights. And my dad would be very scared that I would go out in the middle of the night to the airport with a driver. Some of the airlines came out with a policy that we'll keep a guard, an armed guard, and he would escort us in the car. I kid you not, I was scared of that guard, like just, doing anything. Like it was scary for me to travel in that car. You're not encouraging women to work. You're discouraging women to work. I remember when I would drive in the night, I always go to the temple and sometimes I would go in the night because my schedule was like that. And I would be driving back home and these guys would start following me around, whichever side I would go, whichever route I'll take. If I'll slow down, they will slow down. If I go fast, they'll go fast. So I had to play games with them, which is unfortunate because why should my even single iota of energy go towards that? I have done that. I don't know how many times. It bothers me, definitely, because I am a Delhiite. I've been born and brought up in this beautiful city. And I wouldn't want this city to be known as, the most toxic city in terms of any statistics, right? And especially more so for women because gender equality can never be attained if you don't have safety for women.
दिखाना जरा वो.
When I joined the airline, I was amongst a handful of girl pilots. And I used to dress up like this. Big earrings, pink makeup.
ये तो वो है ना शरारा है.
They would tell me, we're not used to seeing girls dressed up like that. I didn't like it. So I told that person, get used to it. I gained respect from them, not as someone who was a boy or a girl, as a pilot. On my journey, I became the youngest commander to fly the Boeing 777. We are about to enter the polar region. For those of you looking outside, you'll be able to get a glimpse of the northern lights. India is perceived as a country where women are suppressed. And you have 4 girls from India flying over the North Pole to connect San Francisco to Bengaluru, which are the 2 Silicon Valleys, creating world aviation history. We'll be crossing over the North Pole. We'll keep you updated with further flight information. In the meantime, sit back, enjoy the view from the top. It's put India on a global map in terms of where everybody sees India as the face of empowerment of women, as Nari Shakti, as India shining, and not just where Delhi is an unsafe city. Because don't forget, the girl who flew that flight, who commanded that flight, comes from that city.
Hello everyone. Today is a very, very special day. We have the presence of Captain Zoya Agarwal with us here today.
I have seen challenges, and I don't want our future generations to face the similar struggles. Education is a super tool to solve a lot of our problems. There was this fire inside of me when I was 8 years old, that 8-year-old Zoya who still stays inside of me. And she would tell me, Zoya, if you dream something, nothing is impossible. It's just the way you perceive things. It's just the way you see things. You tell yourself you can do it, you very well can do it.
That is the power of dreaming and continuing steadfast on the path of your dreams.
I want to create a space where every single girl who has a dream can go out there and live her dream, work towards it fearlessly, without thinking, अरे लोग क्या कहेंगे? पता नहीं मैं कभी कर पाऊंगी या नहीं. I want her to be able to be at a platform where she can dream it, work towards it, achieve it.
I saw you smiling all throughout and you were like nodding through my screen.
Yes, I am looking forward to be you someday or be like you.
You'll be better than me.
Somewhere I think I felt that I was never the boy. I think as parents we are still very much prejudiced where when a girl child is born and when a boy child is born, we have different sets of rules. Why do we have that mindset? When I was born, not a spoken disappointment, but there was a cloud of disappointment. I wonder if I would have been able to inspire so many children out there if I were a boy. I have nothing but love for the city that I've grown up in. Somewhere I think it stems from my sense of gratitude.
भैया गोलगप्पे खिला दीजिए, नमस्ते, कैसे हैं? This place is नहीं मीठा नहीं लगा. Really famous for golgappas and papdi chaat and dahi bhalla and tokri. That's like quintessentially Delhi.
There's no city like Delhi. Even if it has 5 black spots, but it has 95 golden spots, and that's what makes it 100 in my heart. And I choose to see those 95 and work on the remaining 5 if I can, with respect to empowering girls, whatever I can contribute to. Life is short. You don't know how many years you have. Make it count.